You love her.
Nah, I think
No,
I
I'm
have
too
a lot.
emotional.
Well, this is when you can tell her that she's really the favorite child. Because only she's here to hear it.
No, huh? They're all my favorite children.
See, they're in this room now. Yes, you're right. It sounds like a soap opera, All My Favorite Children.
Seriously. All right, tell Grant that you love him.
Ready?
Yes.
Grant T. McKenna's recording me today along with Shannon and Linda and the two little baby boys. And they want me to discuss how much I love you. I've loved you since the day you were born, even before you were born. I loved you because I knew you were coming into this world. I just didn't know the date. But the part that's really cool is your cruisy, doofy father was doing a football draft at the same time you were being born. That was stupid. And your mother let me know that, and she was right. But your father was still stupid and didn't really catch on, so I've learned my lesson about that. But you can thank your father for being into sports because of your goofy father. But anyways, we've enjoyed each other all these years. It's amazing to me how much you have grown in such a fast amount of time. I mean, I can remember when you were just a little guy walking around the bottom of our house there in Rochester, and now in your mid-20s, married, going to school, finishing. It just amazes me how fast time goes by. But we've had a lot of opportunities to do things together. You know, for a while there, of course, you know that your mother and I went through a divorce, and that was quite saddening. I'm sorry. It was sad for me going through that, but I'll give your mother credit. She didn't say yes and say no, say yes and say no, which I've seen other people go through, and that's harder. And your mother didn't do that, so I'm thankful that she made the decision of what she wanted to do, and she stuck with it. So, and that allowed me to be in a certain position where I could go off eventually.
Okay.
It took me a little bit of time on my own, and eventually put me in position to hook up with Linda, which has been a huge blessing. And I'm so grateful for all the things that Linda has done for all of these kids, not just my two younger ones, but all the three older ones of Linda's family. And we've enjoyed the time together, and I've enjoyed the work you did with Grant. You know, Grant in many ways is somebody who tells it like it is. In many ways, that's the way McKenna is too. So is Shannon for that matter. You know, all three of you guys are that way, are into that kind of stuff because you tell it like it is.
Greg and Brad are liars, right?
No, you're not liars. You're not liars. You just tell it like it is. Whether you like it or not, you tell it like it is. And that's one of the things that I really liked or loved about you, Grant. You told it like it was. I remember that time where you saw in the middle school some kid get punched or something, and you went after this kid and told him to lay off or you're going to beat his head to the ground. You didn't say that, but that's kind of what I felt. And the kid got scared that you were actually sticking up for somebody else. And you were that way all the time. And you continue to be that way all the time. So don't ever stop. Just be cautious about how you do things, and you'll be fine in that area.
What advice would you give Grant for future? Like with his personality or struggles, what advice would you give him?
Your personality. Well, it's funny you say personality. I think of that song by that guy called Personality. What would I tell Grant, you're saying?
Yeah. Maybe like warnings or cautions or things.
Well,
to
one of the things
out
I
for?
think you should do, and that's something I need to practice with too, is when someone is talking to you about something, listen to them from start to finish. Don't cut them off and say, "Oh, wait a minute, you should do it this way." Don't do that. Listen to somebody. And I'm not talking about your boss. I'm talking about people in general. When somebody has something they want to share with you, listen to them. Give them a chance to say exactly what they want. Now, I'm not saying at some point say, "Are you finished?" I'm not saying that. I'm just saying give them a chance to share their feelings about something. And then when you think they're done, say, "Well, this is something that I feel about Grant," and then share your thoughts regarding that particular topic. That way you'll give that person a chance to speak first. And I think that's the right thing to do. I think when you to get involved in somebody at the very beginning of the stages of the discussion, I think that's wrong. When somebody wants to talk to you about something in particular, let them do so. And then don't shout, don't argue, don't call names. Here's another thing too, Greg, don't swear. Stay away from using various words in the language, because I think that more or less tells people that you're not very bright when you say swear words. Don't do that either. Use the right words in your discussions and say it peacefully and quietly, not ugly, not anger-wise. And I know that's asking a lot because I've been through stupid things where I've gotten anger at times, and that's dumb. So I'm saying that learn from me. Don't go through the same steps that I went through by making poor choices on how to say certain words. Learn from my mistakes at a much earlier age because I did some dumb things at that point. And like I said before, I'll never forget Grandpa Dallin when I had a discussion with you and McKenna in the basement, and I was stupid, and I ordered you guys to your bedrooms, and then Grandpa Dallin very peacefully spoke his words to me about what I should and shouldn't do. And I will never, ever forget that.
Well, he was telling you not to yell at the kids.
How he went and said those words to me. He didn't send them to me in an argumentative state. He didn't shout them to me. He said them in a peaceful way. And I will never forget that discussion. Well, I do forget the exact words, but I'll never forget that how he did it, what he said, and that was it.
Okay.